Boxing fans, this is Aztec 101 in the ring. This is my review for A Fighting Tradition. It's a little segment documentary done for the Saul Canelo Alvarez and Chavez Jr. fight. I really enjoy it. I'll put a link in the description box. You guys can go check it out yourselves. But my favorite thing about this, without giving too much away, is the fact that they have Canelo take a step back and you mostly focus on Chavez Jr. He has to be really candid and really forefront about the expectations that fans have of him, the criticism, why people don't respect him, and he has to answer to all that in this documentary piece, and it's interesting. It's interesting. And then, they also go into the history behind this fight with Chavez Sr., Oscar De La Hoya. And they at least address it, which I like it, because that's one of the most interesting things about this fight. And I feel like that's not really being pushed, but that's an interesting part of the story. Man, after watching this, I'm going to tell you, you're going to feel a little bit of empathy for Chavez Jr. I know he gets a lot of criticism for partying, but then you do hear that, he was around when his dad was going through his addiction, and you think, maybe he picked up a few things, and I don't know, you just feel a little bit of empathy. The guy could have picked any other career. He chose to box, knowing that he's going to be under the shadow of his father, and that's a hard life to live, because he knows he'll never be good enough. And it's kind of weird knowing that you have your father that also knows that you will never surpass him, because Chavez Sr. kind of makes that very clear. He's like, I know that my son will not be like me. Out of all of Mexico, there hasn't been one fighter that's like me. So you can't even live up to your father in the sense where he believes that you can surpass what he did. That's just that's a lot to carry. That's a heavy burden, right? Walking into a career, especially when it comes to fighting. But you kind of do get a reason to cheer for Chavez Jr. You feel a little bit of empathy. You see that he's trying. You see that he's working hard. He's getting the props from his trainers. Nacho Bernstein is saying that he's giving it all and that he sees a change in him. So it addresses a lot of the concerns that people had over his work ethic. And there's co-signers around him to say, yeah, he's changing, he's doing this, he's really giving it all. So I enjoyed it. A fighting tradition. They really did not go into Mexican tradition too much into it, right? They kind of glaze over and, they mention the Aztecs and blah, 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 and then they go right into the fight. So don't expect it to be too much into, Mexican history or anything like that. But one thing I would say is that we kind of do have a fighting tradition. I remember birthday parties, like piñatas, and I don't know, it was like at a young age, you're taught to fight for that candy. You might be the smallest kid there, but you're going to learn how to get faster and smarter and get more. And every birthday is an opportunity, either your birthday or someone else's birthday. And like, it wasn't like you go to an American birthday party, everyone gets their bag of candy, but as a kid, you go to a Mexican's, like a real not Mexican American, but Mexicans birthday party, There's no fucking bags. It was what you got out of the piñata. And the person that got the most got the most. And I don't know, like I also remember like we have, you know, there's Mother's Day, Father's Day, there's also Kids Day. And then on that day, you know, an uncle or a grandfather would come out there with change, and they kind of do the same thing as a piñata, but you don't hit anything. They just toss it, and then they say go, and then you run towards the coins, and you pick up as many as you can, and that's it. You kind of have to fight for your little scraps, and you know, that's something that's taught as a kid. So it's funny. I mention this because I remember going to, you know, you'll have a white family that's having a birthday party. They have a piñata because their son wanted a piñata, and I'm in there. You know, I've had 30 professional birthday parties. You know, I'm fucking 30 and 0. I've been going to this shit, getting all the candy I want. I'm straight up. I'm ready to go. While all the other kids at this party, they're not ready for me. You know? And it would be funny because I'll walk in there and fucking just get all the candy. Boom, 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 boom. And it would look like I'm too aggressive. And they'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on? And they have to like... But that's how it's supposed to be done. That's how, you know? I don't know. At a young age, you're kind of taught to be aggressive. Fight for your shit, you know? With little things like that. Is it healthy? I don't know. Fuck it. But we make great boxers. This is Aztec 101 in the ring, and I'm out.